Backlash, France, is behind us, and it's time to take a look at this event that usually follows WrestleMania. With this show now in the books, I thought it'd be fun to take a look at the best matches in the history of Backlash, and there have been some bangers after bangers, and not surprisingly, there is one wrestler that shows up on this list 4 different times. So without further ado, here are the best matches in the history of Backlash. Number 10, 1999, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock in a no-holds-barred match for the WWF Championship, with Shane McMahon as the special guest referee. Now, this match followed The Rock and Stone Cold's WrestleMania 15 match, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, this match was better than their WrestleMania 15 match. WrestleMania 15 is known as one of the worst, if not the worst, WrestleMania in the history of WrestleMania, and this was just a classic Attitude Era fight between the top 2 stars going in the crowd, a bunch of interference. It was definitely overbooked to hell because, well, there's Shane McMahon as the special guest referee, but the crowd ate it up. This was just fun. This was just a banger, and if it was just dialed down a little bit with the overbooking, it would have reached another level. Number 9, 2023, Bianca Belair versus Io Sky for the Raw Women's Championship. I think WWE is going to get into a trend of having Backlash take place in a foreign country because the crowds absolutely eat it up. And Puerto Rico in 2023 did just that. Bianca Belair was the Raw Women's Championship, defending the championship against Io Sky. But what made this so appealing was Bianca was getting booed. She was getting heavily booed, and Io was getting heavily cheered. Mind you, Bianca was the good guy. Io was the bad guy. Y'all know me. I'm Io Sky all day. But this match forced Bianca to work outside of her comfort zone. She has not been a bad guy in a very long time, and this is one of the few times you just have to do it. This match here also showed you why Io Sky is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. She had a game plan, and she fulfilled it close to as perfectly as possible. Io and Bianca really tore the house down, and I attribute a lot of that to the veteran that is Io Sky. This was such a fun match, and it was fun seeing these 2 women really work opposite of how they were supposed to be portrayed. Number 8, 2020, Edge versus Randy Orton in the greatest wrestling match ever. Now, this was during the pandemic era of wrestling, and Edge had came back. He came back at the Royal Rumble, and he was, putting on some good matches, facing Randy Orton, a rival that he knows oh so well. This was fun. The match went a really good length of time. I think it went almost an hour, but these 2 pulled out all the stops to really live up to that moniker of the greatest wrestling match ever. Was it the greatest wrestling match ever? No, but it came pretty close. 2002, Edge versus Kurt Angle. This one stands out because it's one of the early times, one of the first times we've really seen that Edge can go in the ring. You're going opposite Kurt Angle, one of the greatest of all time, and these 2 were already having a series of strong matches that weren't great, but they were still strong enough, and Edge was proving that he could hang with the main eventers, and this worked. He actually pulled out some technical skill, some good character work. The action was quick. It had big moves going back and forth. The audience was getting into it more and more and more. But in the end, Kurt Angle pulled this one out with the ankle lock. But this, for me, showed that Edge had truly arrived. 2004, Chris Benoit versus Shawn Michaels versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was a rematch of their WrestleMania 20 match, which culminated in Chris Benoit winning the World Heavyweight Championship. And part of me wants to say I think this might have topped the WrestleMania match. It was really, really, really good, and it's hard to be better than what you did before, but I think they might have surpassed it. Maybe they were a few steps below, but it was still a very, very enjoyable match. It had great chemistry. Shawn Michaels played his role perfectly here, playing up to the crowd who booed him out of the building, and ultimately he did the job, allowing Chris Benoit to tap him out the sharpshooter. Triple H was here. He was fine. But I would love to see maybe this match become Benoit versus Shawn Michaels, but it was still a very, very strong match. 2009, Edge versus John Cena in a last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship. We all remember this match. First of all, how many of you actually remember one of the rare times that John Cena had the big gold belt? But anyway, Edge and Cena were really beating the hell out of each other for a year, and I think Edge is one of Cena's top rivals, if not his top rival, and this last man standing match was fantastic. They did a really, really amazing job here, and we were finally solidifying the fact that Edge is a main eventer. You can put the company on his back and watch him carry it. Every huge spot built and got more and more impactful, rather than just being a spot fest. They told a story here. Edge and John Cena have really, really good chemistry, and the crowd was hot for this. Now, some may or may not like the finish to this match, but it helped because no one liked Cena, and we remember what it is: Big Show coming out and choke slamming John Cena into a spotlight. We remember that. We remember the sparks, because WWE loves to overdo it with the sparks, but this was good. And number 4, Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest and a San Juan street fight. Yes, there are probably a couple matches that should be above this, but again, that crowd being in Puerto Rico with 2 Puerto Rican stars surrounding the LWO, surrounding the Judgment Day, this could not have been any better. The only way it probably could have been better if it was the main event. Bad Bunny is good as a celebrity wrestler, and he was super over. Damian Priest, being the veteran that he is, was able to guide Bad Bunny, make sure he looked good, and this being a street fight allows things to flow much easier. This was so much fun. Yes, in the beginning Bad Bunny was overwhelmed because Damian Priest just beat his ass, but as the match picked up, as it built and grew, you knew you were in for something special. With the help from a returning Carlito, the LWO, and Savio Vega, Bad Bunny was able to pull out this victory, defeating Damian Priest. This is such a fun match, and it really sucks that this wasn't the main event. Not only was this match not the main event, it was the 3rd match from the main event. Next time, do better, WWE, because this match should have been a closing out moment for Damian Priest, for the LWO, and for Bad Bunny. Number 3, WrestleMania 2000, The Rock versus Triple H for the WWF Championship, with Shane McMahon as the special guest referee. Look at that. It's hilarious that in back-to-back years, The Rock was in a match for the World Championship, and Shane McMahon was the special guest referee. This match had to deliver because the WrestleMania main event the year prior, not the year prior, but the WrestleMania prior to this was not good. Triple H and The Rock were given the match that should have closed out WrestleMania. And this was your simple, classic Attitude Era brawl, Attitude Era chaos with some solid in-ring, work, but overall, it was fun. And Stone Cold's interference leading to The Rock's championship victory made for a great moment to close out the pay-per-view. This wasn't a classic in a technical sense, but it epitomized everything that the Attitude Era was. Number 2, 2007, Edge versus Randy Orton versus John Cena versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship. Look who's on this list once again. Edge, Randy Orton, John Cena, Shawn Michaels. This match had the star power. This match was what we come to expect from that era of WWE. Hell, we had the tag team of Rated RKO thrown into this match, which made for some really interesting stories that played out. The action never ever let up, aside from a little dip in the middle, but this match had great sequences. It had exciting action. It had a strong final, and yes, I know we were using this to build up John Cena once again, but everybody really played their part here, and it made you remember why the WWE can be so great. Edge and Orton were tag team partners. Cena and Michaels, remember, were tag team partners going into WrestleMania that year. This was great. Everybody hit their finishers. Everybody just came out looking like $1 million. Unfortunately, HBK super kicked Cena directly into Orton, allowing Cena to retain the title. Number 1, it's very, very simple, everybody. 2004, Randy Orton versus Cactus Jack in a hardcore match for the Intercontinental Championship. Here's Randy Orton once again. This is the match that you can point to that made Randy Orton a star. Period. And he's had a lot of star-making matches, but his feud with Cactus Jack, with Mick Foley, and the height of his Legend Killer gimmick, this is what put Randy Orton on the map. And if you're going to do a hardcore match in that era in the WWE, there's no better man, there's no better person than Mick Foley. He will get you over. And this match was brutal. It was bloody. It was terrifying. It was so many things, and we don't get matches like this anymore in the WWE for a very obvious reason. This wasn't even really a match. It was a fight. It was a bloodied fight. Barbed wire, thumbtacks, everything you could think of was here. Randy Orton came out of this looking like $1 million, and Mick Foley did that for him. And Randy Orton tells people that anytime they ask. He's grateful for what Mick Foley did for him. Go and watch this match. You want to see what WWE was when the strings were off? Go and watch this match. But that is our list of the greatest Backlash matches. I could have did a top 15, maybe added a couple more, because there are a couple that I really wanted to put on this list, but we wanted to stick with 10, and we got the 10. Let me know what you guys think. Come back this Thursday where we have a Let's Talk About It. The Road to WrestleMania, Howard's Wrestling Podcast this Saturday, a Flashback Friday on Friday. We're going to have some fun. I see you when I see you. Peace.